Hello, I'm Sean McQuay, the coordinator of Foundations and Fine Arts at Durham College, which is within the Faculty of Media, Art and Design, and I'm faculty within that faculty. And I'm here today at the Robert McLaughlin Art Gallery to introduce you to our end-of-year exhibition, graduate exhibition. Our third-year students have a thesis show, which we call the Emerging Visions, and here's the beginning of the show. It runs throughout the entire Gallery A space in the McLaughlin Gallery, and it extends into this space as well. So we have 25 students this year, and each of them came up with a very unique concept to base their thesis work on. And they have written artist statements that describe the works. So it's a really good close at hand kind of experience if you get a chance. I'm here just for a casual walk around and to talk about the show a little bit and about what we do also in the program. We would start over here with Keisha Holgado's beautiful paintings. The thesis entitled The Things I Love. I'll just point out a few of them as we go around the space, I think. But as you can see, our program features various kinds of art making, should you be interested in the program. Our foundation year begins with a very great overview, portfolio compilation overview of different materials and mediums. We do painting, studio drawing, three-dimensional work, photography, digital drawing, videography, new media. We really put together a great, as I'm saying, or as I said, a great diverse portfolio for students to develop over the course of the year. And that would get you to a point where you're deciding whether or not you want to go further into the fine art program, which is a 3-year program. Foundations is the first year of the program, so you've done the first year already. And if you do the other 2 years, you receive a fine arts diploma at the end of that. So moving around a little bit, some more great oil paintings over here. We do use oil paints. They're water-based oil paints. That's in the second year. In the first year, you end up using acrylic paints, concentrating with acrylic paint, using all kinds of great drawing materials. Traditional studio-based drawing materials, pastels, graphite, etc., and up into the new world of digital drawing as well. So a nice combination of those. I'm going to just walk over into the Gallery A part of the exhibition, which is a continuation of the thesis show. This is one of 2 shows that we do, by the way, student exhibitions. This one happens simultaneously to the other, which occurs at the Station Gallery in Whitby, Ontario. At both of these galleries, the Robert McLaughlin Gallery, which we're in, and the Station Gallery, are bona fide public art spaces, public art galleries. So we are, to my knowledge, still the only Ontario college giving students an exhibition, it's a professional exhibition experience, showing your work in a public art gallery, as opposed to just showing at the college, which we also do as well, by the way. We're always putting student work up in the halls, and we have dedicated display areas for your work as well. So for us, for our faculty, which is a great faculty, by the way, my hat is off to our amazing drawing and sculpture and photography teachers and new media teachers who really pull you along the way, the voyage of discovery, I guess, as you might say, to find out just what it is you like to do and what sort of medium you like to work with. As we walk around the room, you'll see some of the different media at work with this piece, which is my Brillinger installation piece called Falling in Love with Fiction, Worlds Connected. We move over to Caden Clark, right beside Maya's work, and you can see quite a nice array of charcoal and dry media on raw canvas, and as well as acrylic paint on canvas, and Caden's exploring his idea in a sculptural sense as well with this hanging mobile work. Take It As You Will is the title of this piece. The experience of showing in a real public art gallery is exciting. Myself have an complete arts background, as do all of our faculty. We're all working artists, exhibiting artists as well. So a lot of the work you're seeing in this room is encouraged by us, but we're also encouraged by the students equally, I would say. So the different mediums we explore, we have different faculty experts that can help you with working out the complexities within those media. Here we have quite a large oil painting by Danny Carey, Corporate Reality, an amazing piece of work that I hate to do this quickly, and I don't mean to simplify, but it's really about the beginning of time and evolution and how everything in the universe, in the world we know, is connected in some form or other, as patterns shift and become other patterns and evolve and morph. We have another interesting piece here by Andre Ramirez called The Dreaming Bowels, which is a confessional piece, as you can see, and a really interesting installation. Incorporating wood, carved wood, and designed by the artist and carved by the artist, and fabric and again oil paint and mystery is another ingredient, I think, in this piece. And Samia Ilyas, Art de Fabrice, working with fabric again, another interesting take on the three-dimensional world and fabric and its beautiful inherent qualities of flow. This piece does flow. And Riley Van Hulteren, what can I say about these amazing oil paintings? Very stunning. Also a traditional studio-based medium to work with as well. Just a few more, I think, as we go around. This is a photography series accomplished in our photo studios at the college, and it's Alicia Sign, and it's a self-image incorporating the darkness of the studio and the actual medium of paint and glitter on the artist herself. And Alexis Weigel, My Love is My Divine Muse, an ode to Alexis's partner, who is the inspiration behind these works, oil paintings. And Jordan Watts, an installation entitled Mythos, and the interesting, could use the word evolution again, evolution of human mythological culture and how it insinuates its way into the contemporary world. And Jordan is inventing characters based on some of these old myths, but also contemporizing their viewpoint. Brett Lamb is an artist / boxer, and this is a sculptural depiction of Brett himself, made out of Sculpey and other components, but Brett also has designed an animation based on really interesting digital drawings of himself in the ring. So it's his piece is called Pressure Makes Diamonds. So it's his take on what kind of pressure is necessary to produce a final output or something, an interesting end. Michaela Barton, who's a big-time book reader, has designed beautiful paintings on glass, reverse glass painting, which is another technique we look at in the second year, actually. And this is a piece called Life's Escape, so it's an ode to every book Michaela has read and the stacks of books that are intended to be read. Trey Herbert, The Lotus Garden, acrylic on canvas. The lotus as a symbol for the emotion of the artist. And you can take your way through these emotions, everything from ebullience to calm to maybe depression. Everything that the array of human emotions that we all carry, that we all experience. Trey's depicting them beautifully here in a series, and he wants to continue the series. So this will grow, these 9 will grow into many more canvases. And Lillian Atchison, who's exploring life and death and a look at what could be beyond. This piece is called What Now? This piece is called What Now? Her thesis is called Meaningful Things. Riley Ludlow, working in the media of video and paint on panel, and 3-dimensional materials as well. In this case, it's called House, and it's a depiction of Riley's house, the house that Riley grew up in and continues to live in, and what that domain means to Riley. Next door, or beside Riley, I should say, we have Greer Rose, who's very concerned about the environment and also species that are at threat because of human intervention. In this case, aquatic species like the manta ray, and it illustrates what is happening to the environment because of our negligence in that regard too. And I've also left a toolbox down here because I'd like everyone to know that with the program, really you are having the experience of contemplating and making art and working with those professionals who can help you think through your concept and bringing it to the gallery, the experience of actually coming to the gallery with your work and installing your own work. We work with you, of course. We have the tools, we have the space, we have the lights, we have the levels. We make sure that you're all on the level. Sorry, I wasn't going to say that, but anyway. Look how perfect that is, by the way. Let's zero in on that. A little learned experience. A couple of us have major backgrounds, myself included, in the museum and gallery world, designing exhibitions and implementing exhibitions. So you'll be getting quite a good experience on that end as well. Emily Petrick, Overgrown Nature. What happens when the world starts to take itself back from us, and what happens to those consumer items that we surround ourselves with. And Emily Thornton, her persona images on great images on raw canvas as well, using charcoal and mixed media and acrylic paint, and what defines a person. Cadence Mercer's beautiful, very vivid, vibrant acrylic paintings, The Body Within, and other mixed media components to this installation as well. All the third-year students, by the way, have a lot of work in our studio still. This is what you're seeing in a show like this is the penultimate piece that represents their thesis. Yuki Schur is working with photography, and her guide dog, or her service dog, I mean, a beautiful ode to service dogs. She's using photography I was going to say the dark room, with a digital camera in our studios at the college. And this is not Photoshop. This is actually Yuki's dog with an application of organic material, just so you know. And also turning some of the photographs into more of a digital black and white contrast in the bottom sections here. And over here we have Mac Ann, Mackenzie Phillips, who's very much into exploring femininity in this current age and the metamorphosis therein. So she's designing body pieces. All of Mac Ann's pieces are designed to actually be worn, which she does from time to time, and she likes to wear I guess, breastplates and hand-painted boots and face masks. And these are some fictional magazines that she's designed that have to do with the fashion, this kind of fashion industry. Alex Snyder, Next Door, Ode to Love, is all about gender and gender choice and the move between genders. Very interesting piece, which is on hinges, a hinged wall panel piece. Really well thought out, nicely incorporated. Actually, we missed these two great floor pieces. Ray Duarte, What Lives Within. Beautiful three-dimensional piece, which I believe Ray is still expanding upon as well. The whole idea about what happens when you're walking around at night and you're walking by houses with lights in the window, and she's wondering what's going on in each of those houses. It tells us each house will tell a story, and you can invent your own story. And over here we have Kejia's beautiful work, Kezia Shepherd, Brave Boy, which is an ode to four elements: water and fire and earth and air. It's a standing floor piece, also hinged as well. And I'm using this as a great opportunity, this show, to exemplify what our foundations and fine art courses incorporate, and what will happen when you join us and stay with us in our classes and have fun in the studios. It's a very collegial atmosphere, and you develop a lot of fast friends in your class, some that you'll keep, I think, into the far future. I think that's probably all I'm going to say for now. Come and join us at Durham College and sign up for our Foundations and Fine Arts program, and you'll have fun. You'll have a ball. Thank you.